My name is Peter Omar. I've been working on imagery, motion graphics for so many years, over 20 years. Um, I lecture at Edna Manley College in Jamaica. I'm totally from Jamaica. Um, my experience with Photoshop is wide. From the very beginning, in the early part of the 1984, it was by then 1.0, where there were so many features missing it. So I was one of those people who started with it and we worked along. Now, as time progressed, I spent most of my time teaching. I've impacted so many persons out there, globally and locally. When I say locally, I mean in Jamaica. Um, I lately I managed to come across Dr. Nelly group, which is model for teachers. I get to meet so many persons like Magola is from South Africa, and many other persons. I realized that we share a lot of common goals to impact, to serve the people, to create, to influence even. And we did that. We did that a lot. So, what else? Participating in so many seminars, workshops, both image manipulations, animations, video creations, and many other things. All right. That's briefly about me. So, let's start. As other people might come in, we are starting straight. I'm going to share my screen now. And then, can you see my screen loud and clear? I love if you turn on your mic and we communicate as we go by. I always love the feedback. Can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear. We can see your screen. It's fine.
So I love the exchange. I love the dialogue as we go up about, because my style is different. It's not one side, it's a dual one. So, all right. This is a common pictures that we have. So let's try to understand actually what is Photoshop. Photoshop is an image editing software, meaning that it provides you with the ability to edit. Edit means you can change the color, you can change the look, you can isolate an item, you can add or perfect or do every single thing. You can transform it. By transforming, I mean you can scale it up, meaning you can make it bigger, smaller, or skew it. So Photoshop is all pixel based. All right? Everything in Photoshop is made up of pixels, like that. Fair enough? So every single item is based on pixels. In one pixels alone, it has the ability to display any range of color up to 256. I repeat, in one pixels, it's able to display any range from 0 to 256 shades of color. This is where Photoshop comes in. Photoshop is a pixel base. You have the ability to remove any of the pixels that you don't want to, you can remove group of pixels and replace it with another one. So this what makes Photoshop the most powerful. Now, what I want everyone to understand is that when we view an image one-to-one, we see a blend of color, a blend of different shades of color, and then it makes a total pictures. But in reality, it is not. In reality, it's not. In reality, it's made up of different pixels. All right. How does it get different shades of pixels? At any time you take a snap pictures using your smart devices, you'll find that the capacitor in your device tries to interpolate all the pixels that correspond to the subject and try to map the intensity of that color. So that's how Photoshop gets its color setting. So I don't want to get too much into that, because the moment I get too much into that, we get distracted. All right. I'll stop sharing a bit. Oh, then I still need to continue sharing. I continue to share. Bring up my course. All right. For some of you who have visited the website, the week one, which was last week, I'm asking you guys and everybody to go through week one. It's basically you have to do a few things you're asked to. Every week, can we see the weekly session here?
Yes.
So every week, all the recording for the week will appear here. All the recording for the sessions, the live sessions, will appear right here. Make sure you do this computer assessment, because only 12% have so far responded. I don't know what has happened with the rest of other people. And introduce yourself. Now, for those people without the software, make sure you download it right here. And then when you download it, you should be able to get going. Then in week two, which we are in week two, we are looking at the workspace. We are going to explore the workspace. And then what I did over here, basically there are video for each tools, like the selections. It made it simple for you. So you can use this video as a reference, all right, to guide you. I don't want you guys to get lost completely or to get slightly confused. You can use this video here relating to all these tools type. The lasso or the marquee. About the marquee, we have a marquee video here. The lasso, which is this one here. Can we see it? We have a video for it down there. The magic one, we have a video for it. So you need to understand all these tools before you can go further. My intention is to move slowly as possible so that you understand. Because once you understand, the sky is the limit. The pen tool, now these are the basic tools that you'll be using so far in this exercise and for this EVO. Now the pen tool, we have it Here, can we see the pen tool? So these are your tools. So you are covered. I made an effort to create a video, an example of it. Now, afterward, you can go through some of this thing here. Basically talk about the same thing which we did. So you have to go through it and go through it and how to remove the background. All of these are video and then you understand it. And all of this thing here, the activities, you need to get doing it. But I'm going to show it in the simple steps. All these activities, that how can it be done? So in one activity, the forum now. All right, and all of that. Fair enough? This is where you get a lot of work. You get to do a lot of work. And then now, next week, we start to arrange our compositions. So I stop a little bit and ask if there's any question. Is there any question? Is there any question at this time? Can you open up your mic? I need a feedback.
No questions.
Okay, good. Now we move forward. I'll keep on sharing my screen. Oh, there's one thing that I need to remind everybody. There are conditions in every single activities for you to complete. If you don't complete any of the conditions, you'll not be able to get the certificate because it is set up in a system. So you must go through them. All of those things, you need to open it. You need to go through it. So if you haven't done so, you have to, in order for at the end of the week 5 to get a certificate. So I repeat, you need to open all these activities to be able to get the certificate at the end. All right, so we go forward. Now, to simplify this week, what we have here, to simplify it in a nutshell, right? I'm going to go through the demonstration now.
School.
I'm creating a blank document now, and select that size. All right, our first task basically is to rearrange your Photoshop desktop. How do you do it? I can reset, go to the workspace and reset the essential. When you open up the Photoshop, this is how it's going to look like. Can you see my desktop well? Hello?
It's fine. It's fine. We can see it.
Now,
We can see it.
you need to organize it so that you have enough space to work with, because all these floating palettes, they are all over the place. How can you make good use of it? All right, let's start by doing this thing here. We're going to do it together. We can dock it aside like that. You see the little arrow right there? You click it and dock. You could even move, can peel up that and dock it. You have the ability to do it. And then again, we can add. We have created a lot of space now. Now the next thing is to see what are the relevant items that we need. We need swatches, we need layers, we need channel. All right, suppose you cannot remember, you can expand it like that, sir. You're able to expand that. All right, you're able to expand it. You see, when you expand it, it becomes bigger. and you can also contract it. You can contract it. Fair enough? Now, by doing this, you have created enough space on your desktop. We have a tool palettes, which we did look at. There are videos for all of these tool palettes. The first item is the select items, which is, its job is to, let me see, is to select an items only. Copy that. All right, we have this image here. The first tool that we have here is a rectangular marquee. The rectangular marquee, it only select a portion of items in a rectangular manner. Now, which means that at this point, only this selected area is active. Outside of it is not active. You can make changes here. I can even go ahead and do something like that, but I could not do it outside. Fair enough? Now, I can revert back to, all right, let me undo that. Undo. All right, the easy part, you can bring up the history, and then you can use that. Now, the next thing you could do, you can cut and you paste. What happened when you cut and paste? You remove a section. What happened if you select, edit, copy that, and paste that? It allows you to paste. What happened? It only pastes a rectangle selection. Fair enough? It only selects a rectangle. Now, in most cases, let me try to, what I'm trying to do is to hide some of the layers. All right, here we go. In most cases now, we might not be interested in this dramatic edge, the selection. We might not be interested in it. When we select the selection tool and then go to feathering tool and then add 30 pixels. Follow me carefully and see the difference. Make a selection there. Go to edit and copy that and paste it. So what's the difference? The difference is that this one is blurrish. Why? We go to select, load that selection. Now we entered 30 pixels, meaning that we are telling Photoshop that from this point here outward, I need it to blur it or blend it to the background, 30 pixels. From here inward, blend it, make it darker, maintain it. So this is how it come about. So this is the type of selection that you will be using. The next aspect is the oval selections. It is oval. Oval meaning that it's round. We can copy that. Go to edit and copy that. All right. Bring up the layers. I need my layer here. I'm going to peel up the layers and put it somewhere there. These are the most frequent one. No. Edit. Copy that. Edit and paste that. All right, we pasted. You notice the difference?
Yeah.
Two types of selection that we did. So in one word, in order for you to make any changes in an image, you have to make a selection using any of the tools. So far, we have looked at those tools. I'll go again straight to the pen tool demonstrating. Meanwhile, now, the rest of the tools is inside here. I made a video for it. So you can go through that video right here. But I'll do the demonstration that it condenses everything into one. Now, our objective is to remove this background. You have to remove the background. So there's a pen tool in there, which is here. We select the pen tool. And then at any point, I mean, you can make a point anywhere. You start making a selection. Now, I want you to listen carefully. To make a good selection in digital imagery, you have to take your time, make it as good as possible. Now, if this is your first time, this is the trick. All you have to do, look for something that look almost like a straight line. All right, from this point here to that point, we have a straight line. Click on that. And then again, from this point to that point, it's a straight line. Look for the straight line. It has to be as close as possible to the subject. I repeat, it needs to be close to the subject. And then we go again, select that. Now from this point to that point, there's a curve. Now listen carefully. You click. While your mouse is on the keyboard, you gently drag it like that, so that the blue selection, the blue path line up with the subject. I repeat, you need to make your path line up with the subject. If you go slightly off, it's going to look too obvious and it can reveal your mistake. We proceed again. Here we have a line here, but there's a slight curve. My hand is on the mouse. We gently pull it like that. There we go. Now, I need to explain something. We have a handle here. A handle here. We need to get rid of it. Now, if we don't get rid of it, we try to make the next point, we're going to get a curved or a crooked line. So to do it now, on your keyboard, you're going to press an Alt key and click. All right, when you click it, you can go forward. And then we proceed again, and then keep on making it. And make that like that. All right, try to make sure that you magnify something big enough you can see everything. So from this point here to that point, we have something like a straight line. And then from this point here to that point, we have a curve. So let's see if we can understand it. You click all the way to this corner here, click, hold it down, and pull it gently. There we go. We have that curve. On your keyboard again, you press down or depress the Alt key if you're using a PC. But if you're using a Mac, you press down the Options key. We click on that. Now, the point is, I need to get a clear details of the fine hairs. So I'll use another techniques in order to make a selection here. So what I'm going to do, I'll go wider outside. Extend my selection this time outside. Outside, 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 outside. Wider, wider, wider. And then come right here to the subject. Now, follow me carefully. Look for the straight line. Here to there, we have a straight line. We have a curve. You click, hold it down, and then pull it. And then we go again, press it. And then we have a curve. There we go. From here to there is straight line. And then there's a curve. This is your first time to learn Photoshop. So this is the best step for you to get to understand it. There we go. The moment you reach to that point where you started it, you connect to that point. All right, there we go. We need to convert this path that we have created into a selection. So how do we do it? I need to look for the path, which is under the window here, under the path. I can also dock it right under the layers. All right, I docked it there. All right, I need to dock it. How do I dock it? I need to move it right there. All right, good. Now, we need to convert this path into a selection. So you press down your control key if you're using a PC, and command key if you're using a Mac, and click inside the path layer here. Inside, you click inside. It is selected. Now, because this is the active area, as we did know it, we go to edit and copy it. Now, when you copy it, it allows you to create a new document, or you take to another document. So we create a new document, edit, and paste. Good. Now, for the first timers and the rest of it, and for those people who had been through it, you notice where we use the pen tool, it's so clean. It's very clean where we use the pen tool. Professionally done. So we need to do the same with here. We cannot use the pen tool because it's going to chop it up or cut it up bad. So we are going to use what is called the background eraser. That one. All right, background eraser. Now you have to make these changes here. You have to sample it once here under the options, and the limits you need to make it discontinuous. And then the tolerance is 50%, meaning that you can make it, everything has to be lighter, lighter, lighter. So now when you have done that and you have selected the background eraser, you hold down your Alt key or the Option key to sample once, like we selected there. We sample it one time. It means that you only pick that color sample one time and you start to erase it. The moment you let it go, it means that you have forfeited that selection. You have to do it again. So it's do it one time and then start to, like painting it, you take your time and be very observant so that you don't do other stuff which is not so good for the final outcome. So you take your time, and then you erase it. It only applies to where the selection is tight and you need to maintain. There we go. Since we let it go again, I'm going to pick it up, sample one time, and then start to do it again. There we go. You see what's happening? Everything's coming into details. If this is your first time, but if you follow this step, you can do anything in Photoshop. Photoshop is not about the filters, those glittering things. Photoshop is about how best you can make a good selection and then your subjects stand out. I'm going to do it again, sample one time, and we continue. All right. And then we continue. You see every single thing, every strands of hair, we can see it. We repeat, click on that, and then we continue. The reason why you maintain it is that you decided to leave 50%, and we continue to erase it. All right, there we go. I'll remove all of that. If you're not hearing me, please draw my attention, please. I need to know if you are audible enough. Please make sure you turn on your mic and all of that stuff. Okay, everybody? So what we have done, we have managed to remove that background beautifully. So the next thing we are going to do is to go under the select tool, load the selection, and go back to edit, copy it. Create a new document. This time, I'm going to go wider and paste. Okay, what happened? Because the window is bigger, the image is big, so I need to make it small. How do I scale it? You go under the edit, transform, and scale. You hold down your shift key, you pull it, and we pull it until we get the right size. Okay. All right, let's do something again. All right, I'm sorry about that. What I did before, I created a document, but I was not able to get rid of the background layers. So I had to create a new background. In this one, I managed to hide this background here. Okay? Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I need everyone to turn on their mic because it has to we need to interact. If I'm not coming loud enough, I want you to communicate. All right, there we go. Now, what we did was we made a selection. But again, this is not a finished one. So we go again straight to burn tool. Burn tool in a photographics, it means that it make it darker or it burn. When something burn, it look what? Dark, right? So we go on, we select the burn tool and then start to apply at the edge. See what's happening? Is making it darker. You have to be careful how you use it. We go again. You tend to lift up anything. We go again, see it? That's what you do. See, you turn that edge slightly darker. Whatever it fade, it make it dark, or it lift it up, or it pump it up, or it bring it up. There we go. No, that's it for now. So that's what we have done. We can go ahead. Go to Google. All right. Okay, here we go. We select a large size image. I can pick up that one and copy that. Go back to my Photoshops. This is what you'll be doing if you're going to add as many images as possible. These are the steps. We paste it, edit, paste that. All right. Now, I need to make my beach image to fit on the background. So all I need to do is to go under the edit, transform, and scale. Extend end, those things. Press enter. What really happened here, the beach has covered the subject. So I need to send it to the back. So to do it, I need my layers, which is this one here. And then move it all the way to the back. I have my subject. Now, from here, if you take a closer look, you see how everything blends? You see how every single thing blends neat and nice. So in that case, with these steps here, you should be able to do anything with it. I repeat, with these steps here, you are good. Now, what I want you guys to do for this week, basically, following the same steps. All these steps, we looked at our tools, we talked about it. You can take time, study it, and then the tools that we have used now for this demonstration, they are all here. All the tools that we have used in this exercise that we did, they are all here with all the steps. Now, you need to understand about the Photoshop. How did it start? You have questions, you have to ask them here. You have to post a question. If you're not active, you will not be able to the system will not grant you through because everyone is signing and these are the conditions which are set. You have to go within that. How to set the workspace. This is what we started with. The very beginning, how to organize our desktop. And then we take a look at that. All of those kind of stuff. Open discussion. See? You have to throw in, I need to see participation and activities. I know that some of you have a lot of work to do. You have to go through all of that. And the activities that we did just now is basically these activities here. Are we clear? The activity that I just did, this one here, it is the same, these are the same steps that we did. So again, we can ask more questions, we can add text, and all of those kind of stuff. That's for this week. So I'm going to stop my screen sharing.
Oh, you were not screen sharing.
Not screen sharing? How come? Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, but I think we understand what you mean.
No, oh man, let me share. That's why we need to. All right, here what we. I'm sorry. This is the week here. We need. We talked about the tools. All the tools we did know this morning. How it works on a practical. These are the video that I created. All of it. It covered the steps. The little about the history, the forum, and how to set. You need to go through all of this thing here. Do something because all the time I can see who is doing what and who is not doing what. How to remove a background, the thing that we did. This is another example altogether. It's supposed to put you on a safe spot when you do it. And all of this activity that we did just now, this one is basically covered here. So nothing difficult, nothing too much. It's basically for you to understand the tools and be able to apply them. All right. So back to you guys now. Is there any question? Can you all turn on your any question, any concern? Apart from that, we have demonstrated everything. Hello? We need to communicate, people. I need the dialogue. You have to turn on back your microphone, turn it on, and then we need to hello?
Well, I understand so far, you know me, understand. So.
Good. Tamara, turn on your...
Hi everyone, morning.
Oh, good.
Yes, I do understand somewhat. Only issue I'm having for myself in terms of personal is to actually get the practice, because what I have is a Chromebook, right?
That's the problem. That's the big problem. Probably you need to invest into something else. All right?
Yeah.
Because you're getting the best that you can. All right? Is there any other question? Everybody decided not to log in, to turn on their mic and whatever. So in that case, we come to on the end of our second week session. I hope you guys follow it. All right.
Thanks, Peter.